2.
On 3?
Yeah, on
Before
3.
3?
On 3.
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Yeah.
Purposely.
I didn't nod hard enough. Go on then. On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Testing 2.
A priceless lesson by Simon again. How to TIG weld. And TIG is
Tungsten.
tungsten.
Inert gas.
Okay, inert gas.
We use an
Inert.
inert gas. I-N-E-R-T. Inert gas. That's a hot rod.
Here I grabbed the camera and ran around the back because I didn't want it to miss that opportunity to show you guys what makes the beautiful noise.
Inert, I-N-E-R-T,
Okay,
means it's inflammable.
okay.
Doesn't catch fire. It has nothing in it oxygen related. Oh, I've got a phone call. A phone call on my Harley.
Your Harley calls for.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'll be out. Pasta, please. I love you. Bye. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's tungsten because the bits that it uses in the torch are made of tungsten.
Okay.
For this exercise, we were doing a bit of steel, so we'll have a nice sharp point. For aluminium, it's a little bit different. It's a different coloured tungsten rod, and we tend to try and put a little ball on the end of there for aluminium. But for this exercise, we're going to do steel, so we need a sharp point. And I showed you how to sharpen these earlier. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
We're going to earth the bench. We're earthing the bench again.
Yep.
It's actually the positive side of things for TIG. Runs through that clamp. This is the negative side of things where it works the other way with a MIG welder. Also with this is there's no feed.
Okay.
You use something called a filler rod
Okay.
because when we strike this torch on,
Okay.
nothing comes out the end. Normally the tolerances for when you're TIG welding something, the tolerances are very, very small. So say you're welding these two areas here, you could actually just melt these two together rather than having to put, if we were using a MIG welder, that would constantly fill that area there. So there'd be loads coming out. But with
So
the
it's
TIG,
a lot more precise.
yeah, that's exactly what it is, a lot more precise. But adding a little bit of filler in there does make it stronger, does make that joint stronger. But at the moment, what we're going to do is we're just going to get you used to using the torch, and we're going to make you do a little line with just the torch.
So do you do snake again?
Look, I'm going to show you how to do this. You need to be about this far away, really.
Okay. Are
See
you
this
able
gap
to
here?
see it through the map?
You can see it, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But this is what will happen is a pool will form, so when you strike on, don't move. And you'll see a little round area of molten metal start to form. And that's called your pool or your puddle.
Okay.
And what we're going to do before we go into adding any filler is, I'm going to make you form your puddle. And then very, very slowly, I'm just going to make you move up, very slightly up and down again. Slightly
So
up
it's
and
no
down again.
snaking.
We're not going to be snaking this one. No, we're going to just be forming little round, basically little round blocks.
And when you use your filler, then you make something like
Yeah,
that?
in America they call this stacking dimes. Don't touch that on there.
Yeah.
If you come too far away, it'll arc out. It won't work.
Okay.
It's purely working on the fact that you're creating a little mini lightning storm. You ready?
Yep.
See that? And you see the little pool for
Yeah. I
pouring
can see
underneath?
it bubbling.
That's it, bubbling. Well, I'm going to just move that very slightly, like that. You see? I'm going to strike off. I'm going to let go of the button. As I let go of the button, I'm not going to move the torch. I'm leaving the torch over there.
Okay, why is that?
Because that The way that my machine's set up, it actually gives you another couple of seconds of gas coming out. It actually seals that weld while that pool is cooling down.
Okay.
It's still getting an amount of gas over it.
Okay. And seal
If I was to pull it away straight away, that pool will still be molten and it will suck in oxygen. And you get this tiny little nipple up here. So we're going to get you used to that. Do not touch that on there.
Okay, I'll try.
No, don't touch it on there.
What's gonna happen if I'll touch it?
It's like crossing Ghostbusters, you know? You don't cross the beams.
But if accidentally I'm gonna touch it?
It'll explode.
Really?
Yeah, really, really quite violently it'll explode.
No.
Ow. No, it won't explode. It'll stick to it. It will stick to it, you have to wiggle it to get it off, to break it off. Once you've broken it off, then you've got to resharpen it. Long, just don't touch it on there, or try not to. About this far away, yes. Quite happy with that.
Yep.
Do your snooker cue again, like I told you before, if you're happy with that. Get comfortable with it. There's nothing that flows up here other than gas. So if you want to put, like you saw me earlier when I sit on my stool, I have that tucked on my leg, so that it's not weighty. You don't want to be, I mean that's a pain in the arse. So I'd tuck it somewhere.
Okay.
You haven't got to do a fancy round your neck or dangle it from the ceiling or anything.
You can use your ears.
Or use one of your ears.
You can use your ears. Or I can use your ears.
You could use one of my ears. Oh, you can go off somebody, you know. Just do it so it's not dangling on your hand. Lift the mask up, I've got more to tell you. TIG is quite happiest down.
Okay.
But we don't do that, do we? Because we can't
see.
We can't see. So we're at about, they say it's about 15 degrees. I don't know what the hell 15 degrees is.
But you can see.
Yeah, just do it to where you're comfortable. But the straight up you can do it, the better.
Okay.
But to where you can see it. So I would say that is lovely.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay.
It might even be 15 degrees.
Okay.
Might not be. Okay, you going to try it?
I think I'm going to try it. First time ever.
Righto.
Huh? You scared?
Am I scared?
Yeah,
no,
okay.
just don't cross the beams, otherwise it'll explode. Look at that. Can you see your little puddle?
Yeah.
You don't rush with TIG. You can take your time. What you're actually doing is aiming to just melt the metal. You're a little bit far away. You're very far away, yeah.
What do you mean far away?
You were a little bit far away.
Oh, I'm too far with the thing. Yeah, because I didn't want it to explode.
No, don't want it to explode. We're going to start adding filler now. I'll bend that in so I don't stick it in my eye.
You always do that?
No, but you can.
Okay.
And it'd sting, wouldn't it? What's going to happen now is we're going to form our puddle,
On
our little pool again. We're going to form that. And once that's formed, what's going to happen is that this, pretend that this hole here is our puddle and we're above it. We're going to add our filler. And we're going to add our filler onto that very, very edge there.
Of the puddle?
Of the puddle. We're not dipping into the middle of the puddle or to the back of the puddle.
Okay.
We're also not touching the tip with your filler rod. Are you ready? Masks off?
Yeah. I could see it melting.
Yes,
That's
you can see it melting. This isn't my finest work, but it will certainly get you through.
Okay.
Know what it's like is just to get on and do it. That's it, that's your fill up.
Okay.
Comfortable?
Yeah, I'm just practicing now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you just
I form the puddle.
That's it.
The fabric. And then I touch the puddle. Yeah?
Yes?
Kind of that.
Yes, very, very that. Puddle wasn't formed.
Okay, so it needs to be longer.
Yeah, you need to melt. It's liquid you're going into, remember?
Okay.
You see that little nipple?
Yeah, I know because I finished too early. But
That's
look,
alright.
look at my life.
That is better than mine.
It's good, isn't
You've
it?
just got practice now. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
That's my first filler TIG welding practice. This little thing with a nipple. Okay. It's good, isn't it? Okay, I did a big line without the nipple. Can you come and tell me if you are proud?
What do you think you've done wrong there? Say nothing.
Nothing.
Well done.
It's good, isn't it?
That is really, really good. That is really, really good. You can afford to go just a little bit faster because of the amount of heat.
Yeah.
But that is really, really good. Are you enjoying this?
I love it. I love it. I found TIG welding very calming, almost meditational. It actually reminded me embroidery and embellishment that I used to do. Okay, I did a little curve. Look at my first ones. That's my lines. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this one I did a little curve around this one. So I did a little curve. I did a little curve.
You did a little what?
Curve. Curve.
Oh, you did. Hey, that's looking really good.
It's good, isn't it?
Very, very good. Very, very good. Maybe we should move you on to aluminium.
I think so.
Oof. That's
Why
tough.
aluminium is tough?
Oh,
But why
it's-
is harder? So what happens? Why it is different from?
I can explain.
Okay.
Aluminium. Aluminium is bloody horrible. The moment aluminium is in air, it forms forms an oxidized level. And that oxidized level, doesn't matter how clean you clean that, as soon as you've cleaned it, it will start to form a level on it. Now the problem you've got with aluminium is that level, that very top level, melts at a very, very high temperature.
Okay.
Whereas the pure aluminium, which is just underneath the surface, melts at a lower temperature.
Okay.
So in actual fact, what you're doing is when you start to weld aluminium is you won't form a puddle underneath. You'll be melting the internal before you melt the top.
Okay.
So what's important to do is everything you're doing with aluminium has to be absolutely clean. Super clean. I've just got to set the machine up slightly differently onto a different pulse.
We also need to change our head.
We're going to need to change our tip.
Tip to green,
Yes.
to white. Different color from red.
Yes. Yeah. The theory is exactly the same with the steel, so you need to form your puddle, go to the leading edge of that puddle with your filler. The other thing with aluminium is it can just away. It's just liquid and mush.
Really?
Yeah, it's nowhere near as stable as steel
Okay.
or stainless steel or it's just not stable
You
when
have to
it's
be
hot.
quick on aluminium.
Depending on what you're welding, how thick your thickness is, thin stuff, really quick. Thick
Is
stuff,
there a lot
obviously.
of aluminium things on the bike?
No.
Happy days then.
Happy days. Right, happy days. So we need to change our tip. We've set the machine up. This is a red one. We need
The white one?
a white one. Also, this works best when the tip is bald. The end is bald. Bald as in it's got a tiny little ball on the end of it. And it is very important to clean it, to keep it clean. You can't use a flapper disc to clean it, whereas with steel you can use a flapper disc and clean it straight away, because the flapper disc carries the contaminants and keeps contaminating the area. I've got one of these, which is a foam. It's like a foam wheel. I've got one on my hand grinder as well. It's only ever use it on aluminium. Doesn't take any material off, but it does take the oxidise off. Right, aluminium as opposed to steel. The light.
So you have to use aluminium on aluminium.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You have to be quite quick.
Oh yes.
But that looks nice.
The other thing with aluminium is that it holds its heat twice as long as steel.
Okay.
You could go away on holiday to Cyprus,
Come back.
have 3 weeks in Cyprus, come back, get stuck at the airport for another 4 or 5 weeks, come back and that'll still be on. Did you see how quick I was?
Yeah.
And how quickly the puddle forms?
Yeah.
The worst thing that will happen to you when you're trying to do this is that it will just blow a hole in it. You need to concentrate. This is very difficult. This is a piece of piss. This is very difficult. What's this?
Piece of piss.
What's this?
Very difficult piece of piss.
Oh, you're trying to get confident now. Very difficult piece of piss. Go on then, let's see you blow a hole straight away then. Try and stay on the cleaned
So
area.
you can blow the hole.
Yeah, let's see you blow a hole. Poof!
It's gonna explode.
No. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna stand over here.
It's no sparkle, so you can come close.
No.
You make me nervous.
Yeah, be nervous.
It's dangerous, but you have to be nervous.
Yeah, don't lick it.
Don't make me laugh. Okay. Don't feel very comfortable. Yes. I messed it up. Because I'm scared.
Take your time. That's right. You need to start somewhere completely new now over here.
Yeah.
Because that's shit.
What is this wrong here?
Wait, way too quick, and then you melt. This will melt straight away as soon as you touch it into your
so I
thing.
did it
So,
too quick. Because
yeah.
you said don't do it too quick as it makes a hole.
No, you still need to form your puddle.
Five.
Form your puddle. Go on, girl. There's your puddle. Keep coming quicker. Quicker. The longer you're in there, the more heat will form. That's it. Let's have a little look at that.
It's not that bad, is it?
No, that's
A bit quick.
no, quick is good. That
it
is
good?
very, 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 very good.
It's very good.
The longer you stay with aluminium, the longer you stay in that area,
Yeah.
the more heat everything will build up in your piece.
Okay.
So when you initially strike on, it's cold. The whole piece is cold. The longer you're staying struck on, the heat will move. It will build up heat, so it will melt quicker. So the further you are down your weld, the slightly quicker you're going to have to go.
Okay.
Because the heat is chasing quicker than you're welding.
Okay.
But that, look at that.
That's my first one. That's my second one. Okay, I'll just practice another line.
Yeah, practice. Now don't forget also that the whole of this area now, you're building up heat in that area.
Yeah.
So your puddle will form quicker
Okay.
than your initial one.
Okay.
So you
But I
puddle.
think I know, like I can see now, because
Yeah.
first time I wasn't sure, is it foam, is it not, like, is it a puddle, not a puddle? It just looked
Sure.
different from the previous
Sure.
weld.
I'm gonna go and have a cup of tea.
Okay, go have it. Can you make me something?
What?
Can you make me something?
I'm not gonna make you a tea if you're working.
Can you make a sandwich?
Yes.
It wasn't that good. Simon, look at this.
What?
I think I did my best one.
Holy shit!
It's good, isn't it?
That's
the best
mine.
one.
That's my one.
No, that's my one.
That's my one.
That's my one. I just did it. And I have it on the camera. I just did it.
Your one's better than my one.
I know! That's why I told you to do your one, because we can compare.
Alright. I was rushing.
No, I'm
Anyway, lesson's over.
Yeah, lesson's over. These are my toys. You're not playing anymore. You're not doing that. You're better than I am.
It's because of the gloves.
Oh, of course it is.
I'll give them to you for Christmas. You size 10.
And a half. That is very good.
I think that's the best weld of all I've done overall with MIG and everything.
So that's what they say when you're stacking dimes.
Yeah. That's why it looks nice.
Yeah. You can try and do some of this dirty stuff and see how different it is to welding the dirty than it is to the clean. Because your whole life won't be filled with having absolutely pristine flat aluminium to do. If you're doing a subframe or if you're doing a radiator.
So you have
or,
sometimes to do a dirty thing.
yeah, sometimes you have to break through that and try and
So
cope
how
with it.
does it work?
You'll see it just takes a little bit longer to break through.
And then you have to be quick.
Yeah, and then what you'll see is in the ball where the filler is, you'll see lots of tiny little black bits floating about in the which is contaminant.
Okay, I'll try a little bit just to
You
see
can
how
try.
different.
It's not ideal and it's not a great weld.
But I'll just try a few times.
Yeah, it wouldn't pass. It wouldn't pass as a good weld at all if you. But
You think with that I would pass a welding exam?
this you would pass a welding exam.
Yes. Do not collect £200.
I might write myself a diploma.
No, it'd be a welding exam that I would have set up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not a recognised one. There's your
That's
filler.
why I will write the diploma for myself.
You write it yourself, yes.
I'll bring you to sign. I just passed the welding exam. The one I thought of. the one I thought of.
What?
I would like to thank my mom and dad.
Don't take any more.
Especially dad.
What a brilliant opportunity for me to say today, Happy Father's Day, Dad. Or I have to say in Lithuanian, Tėvo diena.
Simon, I think I would pass my welding exam on not clean.
You do you? That shitty bit.
That makes sense. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it?
Must be the way I set the machine up.
Yeah.
It must be my gloves. It's
Oh,
magic
gloves.
gloves.
Perfect teaching, isn't it?
Perfect teacher.
I did it.
It's all in the teaching technique.
I know, it's teaching technique, gloves,
Gloves,
atmosphere,
atmosphere.
and Sam, who's always
And
quiet
Sam.
and do not disturb anyone.
I couldn't get my cup with you. That's very good.
See, actually.
You seen that?
Yeah, I
Well,
might.
dirty shitty bit as well.
No, I'm taking dog for a walk.
Look at this. Sam said it's perfect.
He's a better alley welder than I am.
Just got to join two bits together like that now.
Another science. Yeah, but first time.
Hell yeah! Amazing!
Can you make me a radiator for my truck, please?
Can you weld up my fuel tank for my bike, please? Don't be too good, you'll get loads of jobs.
Actually, I have MX5 and K1.